Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 8. So, this is very exciting. We are in the final couple days of the detox, and today you're going to be introducing back your fruits and vegetables. So, anything that you were eating on the meal plan day 1, 2, 3, and 4. As far as fruits and vegetables are concerned, you can eat today. So any fruits and vegetables. So try to get in a variety. Try to get as many different types of fruits and vegetables as you can, because they have different components in them that offer different healing things, for lack of a better term. I wanted to just talk to you guys today about resistant starch and about white rice, and the reason that we are introducing this white rice in and as this next part of the detox. So we want to start introducing our carbohydrates and our grains back in, and white rice is a good way to start because it is easily digestible because those husks have been removed that you would normally have in a brown rice or a wild rice, something like that. So it's easy to move through the system. It's also offering resistant starch. Now, resistant starch is really, really important because it is the food for our gut bacteria. Now, I'm sure everybody is familiar with probiotics and the microbiome and the good bacteria that lives inside of our digestive system, inside of our guts, and what those things do. So our beneficial bacteria is what supports our immune system. It also is what helps build our neurotransmitters. So it helps to give us a healthy mood, make us feel good. And digestion, obviously. So those healthy bacteria, they produce the epithelial lining, which is the lining in the intestinal tract that protects us. It's the barrier between the inside and the outside of your body, because the intestines are actually considered the outside of your body. Because the digestive system starts in your mouth and it ends at your anus, and it's just one long tube. So this is considered the external part of the body. So that epithelial lining that I'd mentioned yesterday, that is the barrier between the inside and the outside of the body. This is also where something called leaky gut comes in. This is something that's been out there quite often. I'm sure you've heard the term leaky gut. And when we eat foods that aren't good for us, and when we're stressed and we're eating, we can develop this disorder, which is basically that things that should be staying out of the body are entering into the bloodstream through the leaky gut. Now, I'm not going to elaborate much on that. If you're interested in that, you can research that or let me know, give me a message and we can talk about it. But what I'm just wanting to stress here is that what we've done over this past 8 days so far is we've regenerated that epithelial lining. So we've removed any offending foods that would be causing that barrier to be compromised, for those gap junctions, for the openings to happen. And we've created a very strong, healthy, nourishing intestinal lining. So this is part of the reason why we feel so good when we do these cleanses afterwards, because we are protected from those foods that would normally make us feel, grumpy or just unwell. So that's that. So going back to the white rice, when we eat white rice, now let me just explain, it has to be cooked and then cooled white rice, because in that process of the cooking and then cooling, that's when it turns into the resistant starch. So it isn't just cooking your rice and eating it, you actually have to let it cool down and then consume it. You can heat it back up again, but you just want to make sure that there's those steps that are happening so that you are offering that resistant starch. It's resistant because when we eat it, it passes through our stomach and into the intestines, and this is where it's used as food for the good bacteria, because it's resistant to that digestion, to the enzymes and the stomach acids and that. So it goes right directly to the intestines where these good bacteria feed on it, and they grow. Because even if you're taking, say, probiotic supplement, when we take probiotic supplements, we're not actually increasing our resident bacteria. You can't actually add to that resident bacteria. That bacteria is there. You're born with it. you have to nourish what's already there. So you have to feed what's already there. So when we take probiotics, they're good for certain things like immune system, skin health, and this, but they're only good when you take them and they go in your body. They are actually excreted out. So we need to nurture what is already in our body rather than just supplementing monetarily, which is good for acute conditions and that kind of thing. But long term, we want to be eating these resistant starches so that we can feed what's already there, support our digestive system and our immune system, and ultimately our mood. So that's a little bit of information about that. Now, so as far as food goes, you're going to be eating a variety of fruits and vegetables and the rice. Just eat whatever you're called to. So, I mean, within the boundaries. If you have a recipe or something and you don't really like a food or you don't feel like eating it, let it go. You don't have to have all those foods that are on the meal plan. Just listen to your intuition and just make sure that you're having maybe like a variety, 3 or 4 different vegetables and a couple different types of fruits in the day, just to have that color, that rainbow of foods. And then we're going to be beginning to reduce our supplement regime, so reduce those functional foods, those medicinal supplements. So we're going to be still taking the Advocare Clear 2 capsules 3 times a day, but the Ultra Clear Renew, the protein powder, we're going to be reducing that to 3 serves, 2 scoops 3 times a day. Now, if you've been having a bit of a challenge getting those 4 servings in, that's okay. As long as you've been, doing your best and getting at least 2 or 3 in, that's important. You may have noticed that you felt a little bit low energy or started to have some symptoms after consuming those foods, and that's actually good. That means that you're supporting the liver, and the liver was liberating those toxins. So you might have felt a bit tired, achy, nauseous, this kind of thing, just because those are being extracted from the cells by the liver. So we are now on the downslope. So when I say that, I mean with the supplements. So we're going to start to decrease those supplements and decrease out of them over the next couple of days, and increasing our variety of foods, and then going back to how you more of a sustainable way of eating. So again, I'm going to elaborate more on this in the next couple of days, moving forward in what we just created here and what we've done, and moving forward in how we can take some of these changes and introduce them into your life long term. So it's my hope that you have been able to try some different foods and get creative with what you're doing, and that you can take some of these practices and have them in your everyday. There's a lot of interesting ingredients and yummy foods that you might have not normally gone to, because a lot of times we get into our habits and we just eat what we eat every day. So I'm hoping that you've been able to branch out a little bit and learn some new skills and try some different foods. So tomorrow we will be introducing more foods back in, and then on the 10th day, that is, we will be starting to reintroduce food groups that there may be a sensitivity towards. And I will help you guys with that, using this as a little bit of an elimination diet, so that you can maybe find out if there are some foods that you eat every day that are causing some symptoms that you are reacting to, that you normally wouldn't have noticed because they might be in the healthy food category, but your body isn't utilizing them properly. So we'll get more into that in the next few days, but just for today, eat that variety of different fruits and vegetables, get that white rice in, and if you have any questions or anything about moving forward, get in touch with me. As always, I am here to serve you guys. So have an awesome day, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning.